Hi guys, so I'm coming at you with this hand. Yeah, so this is my final post-recovery little segment for, I suppose, YouTube. So I'm going to hop back over to my chair. I've created a little sanctuary of my own in amongst my sanctuary. So anyway, so just bear with me as I try and work the camera thing again. Anyway, but this is what it's all about. I need a shipload of helping hands, please. I've spoken to quite a lot of people and we already have quite a few. But this is an encouragement for any artist, anyone who's willing to give a helping hand to help anyone in what we know is 1 in 3. Not 1 in 3, sorry, 3 out of 3 for mental health. So when I say mental health, it's a huge umbrella. So it can be, it affects a lot of people. So basically, the money that we raise and stuff like that will ideally go to helping people with resources or just getting help if it's carers or whatnot. So it's about bringing community together and bringing artists together. Like I said, we've got people that brilliant writers, drawers, singers, musicians, performers, talkers, as in, speak professionally. We're all creating every single day. So that's the whole thing. It's about what you can create in your life and about creating the ideal life that you want. And it's so possible. I thought it was completely impossible because I had this disorder and it was just ruling my life. So I took charge, and that's what it's all about. So yes, anything is possible, and we know this. And it's about transforming what I and others have seen, that what we thought was impossible is just so not true. It is so incredibly possible. So that's what it's all about. So I'm going to go back to my chair and just see how this works, because I'm not quite sure. So basically what this is about is, I even did some notes this time so that it's not as long. Okay, so yeah, so I did some posts and I was in hospital, and I talked about how I had to, what was happening in hospital and why I was in hospital. So we had kind of a revelation. And so it was basically having an understanding that I do, this is bipolar, so I was having the akathisia like I talked about, and some seizures. And I will give you an example of what these seizures were like, because I'd like people to see it in case there's somebody out there that may be having them and is not actually is terrified or thinking that, what I was thinking, that it's something, that there's something horribly wrong, and have a brain tumor, or like I said, epilepsy, or any kind of neurological issue. So yeah, so it'd be things like it'd be things like banging my head. I'd have what we would say is zone out for a little bit. So I knew what I was doing, but I'd struggle and repeat a word constantly, or so I know when they're coming about, and I have had them for ages, and then stress brings them out, and yes, so it can sometimes go for about half an hour. I come in and out of it, but I don't feel, it's not a typical epileptic fit or anything like that. So it's not clear cut, and it's taken a long time to sort of gain an understanding as to what's really happening. Yeah, so back to that. So we discovered that, I'm dealing with a thought disorder, technically FTD, which is a formal thought disorder. And we actually all have a thought disorder. An example of a thought disorder would be OCD is one. And we might just have sort of variables of that. So you may not have severe OCD or anything like that, but it comes into perfectionism or obsessive thoughts. I had days where you know, having a young kid and stuff like that, like my son, you know, struggling to sit in mess, and having to just let it go because I want to pack things up and clean it up, and I like to have things nice and neat. So I used to say that I want to be perfectionist because I never really got to it. It was kind of all or nothing. It would be all just a mess, or it would be perfectly clean. So I had to get rid of that. I had to completely let go of that. And I saw that it was happening in all aspects of my life. You know, and that's what interrupted with study, interrupted with achieving goals, interrupted basically with everyday life, because it created procrastination. It would prevent me from being able to finish things. It would, you know, some days, you know, it affected my time management because I couldn't get to places at times because I had to, you know, the dishes weren't clean. I couldn't leave the house unless the dishes were done, which is ridiculous, but it's so common. It's so common. We have these. So yeah, so I got to learn a lot about that, and it was something that I was really able to zone in and get an understanding of. So yes, it's learning to, like I say, I have bipolar disorder, but there's many variants of bipolar disorder, and also sometimes people like to label. So, you know, sometimes variants of bipolar can come into sort of autism, or because we're all on the spectrum, or basically that. Yeah, it was going back to the seizures. It would be I'm trying to think of, like, when you have a reflex with a doctor, you're not your kneecap, and you, so a loud noise would be like or and when it would get quite bad, but I'm okay, I'm not in any pain, but my muscles would seize and I'd be So it kind of sort of, if I could give you a sort of a visualization, or sort of an example would be sort of kind of like a bit of autism, where you're sort of a mixed state, so you're feeling a lot of emotions at once, and you're very confused, and you're just so it's like a traffic jam in the brain. You know, it gets to points where I'd be like in my head and be going faster. So yeah, so it's something that, you know, and just a little bit of excuse me, sorry, I had some soda water, so I've got some. Anyway, yes, so I'm very lucky because just a little bit of Valium and it will subside, and that's great, and then I can carry on with what I need to do. But at times I wouldn't drive, and I just have to see, I'm seizing up and everything like that, and I can't sort of walk, and I have to slowly get back to it, and I'm exhausted by the end. Anyway, so that's enough about that, I think. So basically, it's in hospital. So I was in hospital for 4 weeks. And like I said, it was a real learning curve for me. I did put quite a bit of work in, met some amazing, incredible people. So I'm just going to refer back to my notes. Yeah, so basically, one thing that really I sort of started to see is that a lot of people, and I'm not sure if you know, some of these things that I'm coming across, or my point of view, or my opinion, so, and some of actual facts. So this is just something to take on board. It doesn't mean that, you know, I'm right at all. But I have noticed a lot of people, and there's this word of, you know, validation. And people, one thing I've learned is that validation has to come from within. So it was about building that relationship within myself, because, you know, it would be, if I did a painting or something, it's good. That wasn't good enough for me. It had to be brilliant, or else it wasn't good enough. Or it was shit. I mean, and, you know, so that irrational thinking, and also just validation, I suppose, that, hey, you know what, someone would come up to me and go, you know what, with everything you're going through and doing, you're doing a really good job. And it's incredible when you just hear that, you know, completely out of the dark. Someone comes and says that to you, and you're like, oh my God, thank you so much for saying that, because I really need to hear that. And I think we get caught up in life, and that makes complete sense. So, you know, it's, everyone these days is very busy. And I think that it's, you know, being able to have time to slow down and really sort of be aware. In regards to people that are stuck in a situation where they really want to change or want to improve their life, want to achieve their goals. So we look at what's not working and just sort of reinvent the wheel. So it's being open to change. So in regards to that, I just wanted to share some quotes that I came across in a group I'm a member of on Facebook. And it was just brilliant. It came up to my top 3 quotes or affirmations. It really nailed it for me. And it was part of having to let go of things in my past through in my admission that I was struggling with. I talked about anger and things like that. And this was that you cannot suffer the past or future because they do not exist. What you are suffering is your memory and your imagination. It's so true. It's so true. I look at that and I just like, it's so true, because it's basically, it's all made up, you know. So it's, they don't exist. So the past is in the past, so it's not exist. We're in the present or whatnot, and the future doesn't exist because it hasn't happened yet, even though we're constantly evolving and time is constantly going. But you know, suffering is your memory and your imagination. So it's the memories of the past, whether the triggers or things like that, that can stop us and become barriers, blockers, if anything. But it's the imagination of what could be. And this is where I'm going in, because I know the closest thing to magic is love. And sorry, love is the closest thing to magic. And I know that imagination is more powerful and more important than knowledge. And I know it's from Einstein, but I know that it's true. And I believe that everybody is creative. It's true. And it's a fact. It is definitely a fact. So yeah, so that was my little intro. Yeah. So obviously, so what happened then? So when I was discharged, I then went into an outpatient group, and that one's called Emotional Resilience. So that's sort of more like it's a DBT. So when we go into DBT, which is directional behavioral therapy, that's when we're going in when we know what we need to work on. So basically, we're going into boot camp, or you know, work 101, as in, you know, we know what we need to work on, we know what our blockers are, and we go right in and really zoom into ourselves and inside and see what's happening and what's at the core of these issues. So I've been doing it for the last 3 weeks, and on a Monday, and it's and I'm really loving it. I really am. I'm being very honest in there, and I'm really doing everything I can in investing in this time to stop me getting in my own way. And that's what it is. I think we need to get out of our way, as in us as individuals are in our way. People can be in our way too as well, but at the end of the day, in our mind, body, spirit, physical, we are so in our way. So it's kind of like, you know, get out of your way. Not you get out of my way. You get out of your way. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. So, and also just one thing I found also just in hospital too as well is how important empowering is. It really is. But encouraging other people. Encourage. If you see something and you see someone and the joy it brings to them and what they're doing, encourage it, because something magnificent is going to come from that. Because if you've seen what it brings to them and the glow it gives it, or the joy or the happiness it brings to them, whether it's whatever they're doing or whatever they're saying or whatever their passion is, or you just notice it because you can see that they're so sort of absorbed and into whatever they're doing. Encourage, always encourage. I believe that is the way. So yeah, so basically what's happening is unfortunately once I was in hospital, I went back to study, and I started to see that it just sort of got a little bit too far behind. But I also had to make a decision, and I do thank this where I'm studying my degree. So I'm technically in the first year of the degree, with the dual diploma, and then I go into the second year next year. So it was a bit hard because it's going to be extended another year. But what's another year, hey? Because I actually realised that what's about to sort of come true is my vision board that I had when I was still pregnant with my son. I was given an opportunity to do a Cert 1 in workplace education. And a lot of people were like, oh, I'm not doing this. This is, and it was just amazing. It was like doing a careers counselling course. Yeah, so this is what's come alive again. And I'll show you a little bit up close of what is there. But yes, so I've decided that I'm going to defer, and I'm going to pursue my dream. And my dream is, I will show you in a second. But also my dream is to, by the end of the year, and I have the place that and it's to hold this exhibition that I've been sort of showcasing on Facebook. So like I said, I'd appreciate as many helping hands as possible. And look, I just all around me, what I've got here is creations, things, ideas, like rocks, and sort of spray painting rocks. That's an idea. I've so it would be a gold coin donation. This actually says just be gold, to come along. It is going to be held at the gallery. If you look that up, you'll see it's an amazing place. So we're aiming for like October, November. So I'm going to bring the camera just a little bit closer. Do this myself. So this is just sort of, not this again. There we go. Sort of like this one here, a flute, Ishka. It's like $2. So I can't wait to paint that, and it's just we're going back to this chair. Hang on, I'm going to do it this way. To the chair here, and these works here. So I worked for walks in the park and stuff like that. Poppy, old flowers, which I'm starting to turn into flowers again. Working with bark, bringing back old furniture. This is a piece that I did a while ago, and I stuffed it, but I'm actually starting to love it again. Another thing I found, op shops. Also, just things like coasters that I found like $2, and it's like, look, you're lovely, beautiful. Just this beautiful vase. What was I going to say? Just, there's so much that you can create. I just found this little one at an op shop, and I can't wait to bring some more color to that. Fabric. Come on, people. What can we do with fabric? 20 cents at Vinnie's. Blankets. Awesome teddy. And this is my dream. We're Kate's classroom, which was made, as you can see, it's quite easy. It's very easy to make. I can show you how to make that. So this is my vision board here. So yeah, I can't believe it. It's starting to come to life. This is something that helped me get through every day. Just my name on it. That's actually from a conference, but keep moving forward. This is something that, where is it? I don't know if you could see, but this is actually something that I wanted to share because it's an extract from my journal 4 years ago, and I can't believe it because it was it's so relevant to what I've had to do in this exhibition. This exhibition in that recovery.
And what it was is you were letting go and it hurts. You have found the courage to do it. Stay strong and never stop believing. You have braved the worst now. Your true love and happiness awaits. Time will heal the hurt. If love and patience are your passengers, patience is just so important. Being patient. Keep going. The war is over now. The fire is out. There is no more fighting. There is no more screaming. There is only kindness and love. It's a time to treasure, not endure. It's a time to endeavor, not to be broken. Anything is possible out of the smoke, back here on earth with those I truly love and who love me unconditionally. I am free. I am free at last. From a fire turned to smoke. Fire and earth, the two sides of me trying to find the in-between. Some days are black, and I must resist looking back. Out of the ashes, the earth brings new growth. It's a time of hope, of freedom. There used to be only a dream, far somewhere in the distance. Anything is possible. Now. Anything is possible. Now. There will still be fires and times with lost hope. There will still be memories that make me think I can't cope. But just stay strong and hold on to that bloody hope. So that, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I found it and I was like, wow. You know, I just remind myself. And also, you know, I'm saying I can't draw. And you know what? I can, man. That was done in year 10. And that's the painting that I did with my nan. My nan taught me that. Oil painting was fantastic. It taught me sort of patience. But then I went out of that patience. I got frustrated. That's why it's not finished. Yeah, so the other thing too are these books. Yeah. So just quickly, An Unquiet Mind, I'm highly recommending. My very good friend Luke Bedwell, brilliant read, brilliant author. Lovely lady that I met, Crystal Elliott, fantastic book. Cry Out Loud, Living with Mental Illness. Met this woman in hospital, in an admission. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Recommended by my dear friend, and I guess sort of boss and life coach. Emotional Fitness, fantastic. And this is one of my faves. Good old Beep It. Yeah, you know, you can see here jewelry. Getting old jewelry or getting it from that you have, or taking, you know, going to op shops and stuff like that, or savers is fantastic. Cutting it all up using beads or doing it in some way. This is also another artist that I would like to, Stella, my very dear friend. She'd probably whip that up in 2 seconds. So that's beautiful, and that will be at the exhibition. Yeah. So there's just there's a lot. There really is a lot. You know, if I'll just show you just quickly. I've got, you know, I'm trying to get the washing done, but I'm just creating everywhere. And so yeah, so basically this is happening, and I really encourage anyone to, you know, it's an experience. I'll be having some guest speakers. I'm one of my good friends that I actually became good friends with in hospital in my admission. Yeah, she's wants to take part, and she wants to help set up and stuff like that, which is great. That'd be very helpful. So it would be a Friday evening, and then sort of we can do like pop some champagne or you know, some what are they called? The cocktails that don't have any alcohol in them. I can't think right now. Yeah, so it will be Friday and then a Saturday, and it's at the garden. I think I might have said the gallery earlier. The garden. So it's in Frankston, but it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So we're gonna have some people that could talk about lived experience and what they've been through, and so it's gonna be educational as well.
people there to support other people. It's just going to be a celebration, and it's just going to be there'll be things ruffled off. It's just going to be fun. I'm going to be doing some workshops in art therapy, so I have a lot of supplies so kids can come along. Yes, like I said, guest speakers, and yeah, it's just, I really can't wait. So I'm basically, I've deferred, so the second semester to next year, so that I can really rock and roll on with this one. So yeah, so the exhibition is going to be called, well, it's Helping Hands, but it's Be Bold, Be Brave, You're Beautiful. So it's about people coming in and being bold and brave because you are so beautiful. And yeah, like I said, I really want to get out there and help people achieve their dreams. And yeah, because I'm about to achieve mine, and all it is this exhibition. And to raise money and just give back. And yeah, so I'll leave it at that. And yeah, actually, there's one more thing. So I'm just going to go back to my notes. You know, I do want to thank a very dear friend of mine, Phil Pollard, and you know, his book's fantastic. Is it Launch into Your Ideal Life? Changed my life. It really did. And his Coaches on the Couch, and basically, you know, along with other books that I've read as well. And Dr. DeMartini, I call him Dr. Martini. And when I went to that conference, he was incredible. So I look forward to being able to do his course. It was a bit expensive, but I can't wait to do it. I know it's a really good course to do. I know there's a lot of courses out there with coaches or whatever, but he's a doctor, and I really look forward. I'm saving to do that. So yeah, I wanted this one to be short again, but unfortunately it's on about 27 minutes now. So yes, please PM me if you have anything that you'd like to donate at all, or if you'd just like to exhibit your work. You can, you know, I encourage people to do prints if they want, and you know, you could sell them for like $10, $15, $20. You know, paintings that you want, if you want, you know, you can either donate them and people can buy them, or you can put your work up and just write a little piece about what it's about. Yeah, it's basically an installation for you to display your work, and I know the courage and the bravery that's involved in that. So it's going to be a very safe place. You know, I'm going to be putting up work that's not finished. I'm putting up the disasters. So, but it's about other people. I'm only putting up like 2 pieces, 1 piece. I want lots of other artists in there and stuff like that. And everybody's an artist, so don't debate that with me, please. Anyway, thank you to anyone that's watching this or whatnot. I would really appreciate some help. So PM me if you want to, if you know, like other people have been, and you know, what you'd like to do and how you'd like to take part. So yeah, so it's official. So flyers will be coming out soon. And I will probably invite every single one of you Facebook friends that I'm friends with, and some of you I haven't seen in years. Not, but I would just so love any of you to be there. So, and there's one particular person that I'm really, really wanting one piece of his art to be displayed because it was bloody amazing. And this is Chris, you know who you are. And it's that guy from Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. Is that Nirvana? Yes. I so want that to be exhibited because I know how long that took. And it is sensational, the detail in that. So yeah, I'm going to try and get that one. Yeah, anyway. So I just like to send a lot of love out to everybody else. And thank you for everyone that's taking the time to watch this. I'm going to get it under the 30-minute mark. It's at 29 minutes and 35 seconds. So, yeah. Peace. And come on, guys, let's do this. Let's raise some money. Even if you do your hand, or get kids to do it. Chase a hand and just let love, joy, help, anything that you can think of that would help support people. You know, so we all know what that looks like. It's homeless people, struggling, depression, anxiety. People just struggling because these days, working and they need a little bit of help with this, or because, working full time, and then there's kids and there's drop off and there's all this sort of stuff going on. So yeah, it's stressful in the world right now. So you just come and take some time out and come in and just see a whole new world. Like in one of my favorite songs in Aladdin, whole new world. So come on along for the magic carpet ride. Anyway, thank you very much again for anyone that's taken time to listen to this, and thank you to those that have helped already. And I'm just really excited, and I can't wait to keep to see. I might probably do another one or something like that. So I'm going to stop talking right now. I'm just going to stop with be bold, be brave, because you are so insanely beautiful. Create something based around that. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Bye.